Alright, coming to market today, there's really no draw or liquidity that I see beside these London high and one hourly high. It's not even an hourly high, but beside these highs and this highs, there's really no jaw to the real jaw to the downside. We only have 1 hour jaw right here, and yeah, there's the next jaw is gonna be right here, which is really far. I don't think we're gonna come and wrap these on a Friday. Maybe we sweep out London low and we can make a healthy retrace at the upside. Yeah. Same thing on Nasdaq. We have this jaws right here, and the next jaw is gonna be down here, which is really far from these lows right here. We can probably make a healthy retrace back up. If you take out, it's not even a real draw to the upsides either. So we really gotta see where the market like going today. We have Asian section. No. Yeah, we have Asian section swept out London high. What I want is market open. We come down. We take out these London low. Probably push back to the upside. If not, then is give no reaction. Then we may have to trade toward these liquidity to the downsides. Seven minutes until market open, so just gotta wait. If we do come up to the upside, I want these 15 minutes to get taken out, definitely. Also on this one. Or it doesn't have to be 15 minutes, it could be 5 minute high, break up structures, and then we gonna look for a retrace and we trade higher. Is this equal high? Nah, these are not equal high. Yo, it's kind of cold, yo. I'm trying to look for something up here. Like we about to grab these lows, or maybe even these lows. To be honest, I really don't know where the market going today. Uh, on a 4 hours, we are in a downtrend. On an hour, we in an uptrend, but we was in an uptrend and we swept these. Now we reverse. Wow. No, 1 hour we on the uptrend though, so let's see how this gonna play out. If we target anything from these highs, it's gonna be these two, which are all good. These are the upsides. Let's see, is there any news? 9:30, 9:30 on Thursday, 8:30 on Thursday. Now we gotta take out these slow. President speak on 9 p.m. Tuesday. Wow, is this the one? 9:30. Monday p.m. Tuesday a.m. 9:30 p.m. 21:30. Is it? Yeah. So this is Thursday. Oh shit. Okay. Market just opened. We didn't sweep out London low yet. Yeah, we are not sweeping this low yet. Maybe this will read the profile is this could be it's gonna be Asia consolidation, London manipulation, and then this one gonna be continuation, which is leading to the downside. Wow. I don't know. Let's see. For me to believe that market is just gonna withdraw is more possible for the market. So let's see. Right, we still got these low. Right here it's like 300, and we saw the no reaction. These are more possible to the downsides, but I would like to see some type of manipulation to the upside first. So we didn't sweep out at all. This gonna be, I think this gonna be continuation to the downsides. Just making retrace to the upsides right now. I really want to see these highs get taken out maybe. We take this size. We take a this size. These on the 15-minute. Fill this gap right here. Then push above these. This is also gonna fill the equilibrium for us. We want to change the downsize. Alright. 4 hour we are on a downtrend. An hour we are in the uptrend obviously, and we'll break the structure on a 1 minute, so target for the day probably these lows. Since it's Friday, I'm not trying to go crazy, so if it's giving me setup, I'm probably gonna target this low. We just sweep up the 15-minute high. We'll also fill this gap. Let's see if Nasdaq or ES wanna invert this gap or not. Because if we do, we're just gonna break the structure on the 15-minute. So we have a high chance to go up. But it look like we are respecting it right now. We're still early in the market open. We're only at 9:35, and we have turned until this candle close. Okay, right now we are forming SMT. From this side to this side, high, high, side, high, low. Wow, this jaw is looking a little too hard for it. This is 800. I really don't think, oh my god. Or maybe for Nasdaq it's possible, but yes, from these 300 points. Wow. So now we have a confirmation, which is this SMT right here for change that go lower. And now I just want to see price give me a retrace. Maybe we take out this. Not holding any bias right now. We legit could gap and go higher, but for now it looked like Asia consolidation, London manipulation, and this gonna be either reversal or continuation.
manufacturer, the customer is paying for everything, so they're always right, right? They always have this kind of theory that they're always right, and whatever they say goes. And we see that, right? Whatever BMS says, we go, because they're our customer, they're signing our invoices. And then you have your consultants. The consultants are, like our team, we're solution integrators. And I don't know if I've told you this before, but it's honestly easier than being the software vendor. And I empathize, and the reason I say this is because I empathize with Banu. It's easier to be the software, it's easier to be the SI. And the reason it's easier to be the SI is because you can blame or point fingers and blame the application or blame the business, right? It's either the business's fault or it's either the application's fault. So there's a company that taught this strategy very well, and they're now Marbles. But when I worked with those guys, I used to work for the people that founded Marbles are my friends. And now they're another consulting company. But they taught this strategy so well. It was so perfect. They taught this strategy to always be the good guy, and when in doubt, point fingers to either, hey, it's a business problem, you guys should have designed the business process better, or blame the application, which is Model N, blame the application, right? The application's defective. And they teach this strategy well, but Marvel's has gotten a lot of success. And prior to that, they were high point. Prior to that, they were IQVIA. They got a lot of success kind of playing the strategy. And Model N knows the strategy. So what they do is they blame the consultants or they blame the business. And I'll say 75% blame the consultants, 25% blame the business. Your business processes sucks, or your consultants don't know what they're doing. And the other thing they have to do, which we do too, but they have to do more of it, is defend their product. Because a lot of times you'll have your manufacturer, your customers, or your consultants saying your product is defective, blah blah blah. So they spend a ton of time defending their product, and the way to defend the product is to blame the testers, or your consultant team that's using the product, which can be us a lot of times. So Banu is very critical at our work. All to say that Banu is very critical at Model N entirely. Even Bill Watts, who's Banu's boss, is critical of our work, and I get where they're coming from, but again, yesterday they finally admitted to our work being absolute and showing the fact that issues exist. So overall, a good thing. So yeah, shout out, good work, guys. This is after they reviewed our defects. This is their recommendation. So what you're looking at here is a list of all the defects that, or the fixes that they recommend to solve our defects. And this is what we're going to recommend. The reason it's important is this is what is going to be the hypercare build. So, as a team, yeah.
Fast.
Huh?
Will it be fast then?
They're going to do, well, first off, there's a lot of processes that have to happen before we get our hypercare. But I'll set this out, guys. So we have to start preparing for this. The first thing is we have to do a sit, and we have to strategize on how to do this sit, because it's a performance issue, and they're going to have to, I'm so happy about this, Samir, they're going to have to load 25 million records into their sit environment, and they have to figure out how to do it, and we don't have to help them, so
we had a whole process, and we were complaining about their process, right, Samir? And they put us through heck
This is funny.
trying to load sale lines. So now in their city, they have to do it too. So figure it out. Anyway, they gave us. I can't wait till they have to load their own sale lines.
You're kind of
You
getting
guys
the
are
last
fine.
laugh, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, they gave us all this. They gave us so much crap over loading these sale lines, and now they have to do it on their own. So I'm not. I mean, we're gonna do it for our UAT. Like we have to do it for our UAT, but Samir, right? We've got a process already, so we can do it. But they have to do it for their city, so they have to figure it out. And I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna. And if they get delays and stuff like that, just because of how they loaded their sale lines, that's on them, right? They got to figure that stuff out. So, yeah. Anyway, so first,
they stood with 90 million.
bro, I doubt they did, man.
So-
I think they lied. Nobody believes them anymore.
Do they have screenshots?
They don't
They do,
know it.
but we can't.
Right?
But they don't share them?
Yeah, they don't.
Oh,
they don't
okay.
I mean, we can dig. I think there may be somewhere in SharePoint, but it said they tested 190 million. But the way every time they talk about how they got their lines into the system, it's suspect because when they said they got their lines in the system, they also killed every single job. They didn't run any other processes, no scheduled jobs, nothing.
Right,
They
so
didn't-
not like a true test.
Yeah, they also
Sure, yeah.
they also didn't run any of the GHX or Dazzle data flows, which they gave us a hard time about. They did not, and I don't even, frankly, I don't even think they closed out the claims correctly. They hacked it. They hacked those lines. They had to. They had to hack those lines. Because the first time we asked them how they got 90 million lines in, they said they wrote it into the database. They used the first time I ever asked Bill, how did you get those 90 million lines into the database? He said he used the historical data flow. I'm like, how'd you use the historical data flow if that doesn't have, and I didn't want to challenge him on the spot because we had like 50 people in the meeting, but I told Rochelle, I'm like, there's no way to use the historical data flow because he couldn't make it an MFP transaction type. So if he did use the historical data flow, then he hacked it, which I'm sure they obviously could. So then we actually tried loading, millions of records, and he was like, oh no, this is the process, and it felt like they were making it up as we kept pressuring them as we went.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't admit to it, but it did feel like, oh no, you got to turn off the scheduled jobs. I'm like, why didn't you tell me this in the first time? Oh, hey, Bondo, we got an issue. This job is trumping this job. Blah blah blah. He's like, oh, I forgot. You got to turn off those scheduled jobs. Oh, I thought you did this process. How come you're not telling me exactly what to do? And he even wrote out all the processes, like a step by step, and he missed steps, which is again turn off those scheduled jobs. And he wrote stuff big, like run all outbound jobs. What do you mean by all outbound jobs? Well, he means DSX and Dazzle. Well, he didn't say DSX and Dazzle, so we get it running. And then the app support team was like, no, Joe, you gotta run it. I'm like, whoa, okay, so we'll run it. And those jobs, Sri was running them, they took like 4 hours. So, anyway, so glad.
Okay, be honest, Joe. Did you look good in the meeting yesterday after this?
Yeah, I mean, we were happy. We looked good. Not me.
Yeah. Well,
we
yeah.
looked good. Right. So, a lot of the discussion is how do we, here's all the issues that BCT found, and subsequently, right, how are we going to solve them, right, and how are we going to prepare for the build. So it was a very yes, BCT found issues, so here's how we're going to solve it. Let's talk about the environments to test this. So where we're at is, they have to do SID testing, right? And SID testing will take about a week and a half. So we'll have time. So during that week, we're going to prepare our scripts, etc. And then I told them not to because I mean it's easier. Again, they're cheating a little bit. They want to copy the LAB environment and put the new build on top of it and call that SIT testing. I mean call that UAT testing. I told them not to do it. I'd rather. I told them what I want to do is take a copy of production, right, Samir, and load, you know, a quarter's worth of data to a copy of production. So so we're debating on what the strategy is for UAT, but for SIT, what they're going to do is they're going to deploy the build to their SIT environment, load the sail lines, and do the test. So they're going to have to figure out how to load those sail lines without our help, which is fine. But we're going to have to review their SIT testing to make sure that they actually loaded the lines instead of kind of maybe possibly hacking the system. But the issues, they were grilled yesterday. They said, how come, a lot of it was like, how come you didn't find the issues related to AMAP filtering? How come you didn't find the issues related to QAMP performance calculations? And their answers were around the lines of we didn't test it holistically. So that's what the team concluded. So yeah, I mean, it was a good meeting, but we need to figure out how to deploy the build to which environment and what data refresh we're going to do to each of these builds to know that we don't have an issue for Q1. Okay. So yeah, so that's where we are. I'm gonna send this list out. Next steps, guys. Is there any more work left on the traceability? I think we're complete, right? I think all we have to do is. So the good news, though, Samir, is we also concluded that we aren't going to run more one-year tests, Samir, because the half-a-year test is conclusive enough from a performance perspective. Okay. Yeah, so we don't have to load any more cell lines until LAB is the good news.
Until we get the new build, right?
Correct.
Right.
Once we get a new build, then we have to start the process all over again. But for now, we're good on cell lines generations. Okay.
When should we expect? Oh, sorry, Joe. Go. Keep going.
Yeah, because Samir yesterday concluded that these issues are what it is, and yesterday we finally concluded on what's in the build. After I think 2 months, they've been asking us, "What do you want in the build?" Yesterday was the first time that they concluded what's in the build. So this is what our team needs to start preparing for. Go ahead, Kate.
When do we expect to get this back for testing? Just because I will be out of the office from the 8th to the 15th, so I want to make sure to plan for that and not burden the team if I'm absent.
Sorry, when do you think what?
So I leave March 8th, and then I'm just gone that week. I just want to make sure that aligns with this and that we plan accordingly if we are expecting to get the environment back for testing.
Right. Yeah, so we'll have about, starting next week, excuse me, I want the team to write the test scripts for this and come up with a testing strategy for this. And then, honestly, I think it's going to flow into the week of the 9th. And then the following week is likely when we'll start the UAT.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think, so next week's the 2nd, right? Is it? Yeah, next week's the 2nd. Yeah, so the way BMS works, I honestly, they're going to need 2 weeks to test this. So the first thing they need to do is prepare the build. So that's just like a technical exercise to put all all these fixes into one build and then deploy the build. Then there's a, you know how this works, right? There's a dev, there's a local smoke test, and then once they're ready, they have to run an actual sit. So this is a big build. So I would suspect that based off of these fixes, it would take, because they got to do Medicaid, then they got to run RTS scripts. They would need about 2 weeks to do this
Okay,
sit.
great.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be doing formal sit. If I had to bet, I don't think we'll be doing a formal sit until mid-March, to be honest. And then we'll have like a week to do it. Presumably not funding issues. But that said, we would probably start data loading by the 9th, because it takes us a week to load data, right, Samir? So I would say let's plan to write scripts all next week. Start, and then I'll work on getting us an environment, Samir. So don't do any data prep yet. The script writing shouldn't take us a long time because we have our traceability, right? So I hope, by now the traceability is, very,
I think,
very good, right?
This filtering should already be covered in our existing script. I don't think we have to write the scripts, right?
I know.
We will have, so it's not something that we need. I mean, I don't think we need to add new scripts for this, right? Like you can use the existing script where we are creating this these workbooks, right? And then
Yeah,
just
I agree. I don't think so, Samir.
and also for performance, we don't have like separate scripts, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
We should be able to use existing scripts, but we might want to tailor them just because
Yeah.
the GP ones, we don't filter all data sources. And I think that at this point in time, we should. And then obviously the 2 reports that we pinpointed issues with, but yeah, I think we should be able to use our current script library. That's not a problem.
I think what I was trying to say, we have that performance stress
Yeah.
test spreadsheet, right? Where we have different scenarios. I think we need to add this defect to those. To that spreadsheet, right? So because that way we'll have
yeah.
a complete list of performance tests.
But
Then we do the upgrade project.
I agree. I'm just wondering if they're going to want something that looks more formal for the business with screenshots for each test this time around. But I agree that we should use the Excel over scripts. Joe, are they expecting something more like a UAT? I don't know.
Yeah, the UAT. Yeah.
Okay.
UAT.
So like with the Excel document and the Word document. Okay. So we can combine the both. That's something that we can ideating. Yeah.
We're gonna need a formal UAT. So why don't, next steps, guys? I'm gonna send this document out. Come up with a site on Teams, on BCT working folder. Start preparing for scripts. I don't think it's gonna take a long time, but let's spend today. Start preparing for it. Like, expect that this is the build. The next thing is what is the test plan, right? What scripts do we want to test, and what are the prerequisites to enable that testing, and so forth. And let's meet once the team has that test plan available. Okay. I think I agree with Samir. There's some discussion that needs to happen. Katie, there's some discussion that happens, but you guys got it. Go.
I might be intermittently unavailable today. I told Amanda this is like very mildly dramatic, but I was attacked by a dog last night, and the police came and are like looking into it. So if I am offline, just so you guys know,
Are you
can also
okay,
text me.
sweetie?
Yeah, I'm fine.
What kind of
I'm
dog
fine.
was
I was
it?
bitten like a couple times, but like it broke skin, but nothing's like
Oh no.
yeah. No, it's a bit crazy of a situation.
Was it your
It's like a
neighbor?
street dog. It was like somebody's dog on a leash. But yeah, so the like people are taking it very seriously. It was on a leash; they weren't looking, and then it wrested away from the owner. But the cops have like gotten the CCTV footage of the car the owner was in. So yeah, so I might be like offline for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, do that. Yeah. So let's do this. I'm at a conference next week. I think we can just meet next week on it. We could use that time. Let's do this, man. I don't want to. I'll schedule some time. I think 9:30 works for me next week. But I think we can use that time. If not, I'll find some time on Monday to meet over this. And we'll go from there. Okay, guys. If there is traceability work, I want you to focus on that I want us to work on that as well. So no testing, just traceability, and then start preparing for the next hypercare bill. Okay. How we do it is up to you guys.
Yeah, that sounds good. I think I had like 7 more that I picked up from like the rest of the list of the traceability, so.
Cool. Go for it, Satish.
Yeah. You said focus on that first, right? And then go to the.
Yeah, for you to focus on the traceability stuff, I'd say Katie, Samir, and Tracy. I think you guys should focus on test planning for the next build. Shreya and Satish work on traceability for now, and then let's meet on Monday to see where we are. Okay?
Okay.
Alright, yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, this is the benefits of working hard. You don't have to work so hard on a Friday, so hopefully I don't have to bother you the rest of the day. Otherwise, have a good weekend and have a happy Friday. Thanks, all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright, thanks everybody. Have a good day. Bye.
we call each other at the same time. That's why.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ping Samir. It's fine if he can't make it, but if he wants to join.
Yeah. I still think we should do like a formal, unfortunately.
Yeah, well,
but-
what was the conversation? He wants to do informal testing? Or?
Well, he just wants to use the spreadsheet, and I was like, we can as a baseline, but like,
What spreadsheet? Our traceability? Or
no,
the
like the
workbook
one that we just developed for the reports and the. I was just like, that's messy and is informal testing.
Moose, get down. Yeah, do you think it should live in the same workbook or it needs to be its own?
I think it's going to have to be its own. What do you think?
I think you might be right, because sometimes we end up adding like defect tab and this tab and that tab.
Yeah. And
Okay.
now
It can
we're like,
it can live in a similar folder, I guess, because it's like
it can live in the same folder, and we can make a copy of what we have and use that as the baseline. I guess.
Oh, alright, I'm gonna add him. Hopefully this works, otherwise you might have to call him. You can hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect.
Oh, okay. You usually have to fix
And
my mic.
Samir's on
Hey, Samir.
too.
Hey,
Am I presenting my screen? Sorry, Samir, we just wanted to kind of get this out the way and then just chill, if that's okay.
yeah.
You don't have any line slow today, Samir?
No.
You're free.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to minimize the script work actually.
I know. I just feel like
Because they don't need screenshots and anything for this. They are not going to audit this, right? So that's why I was trying to.
I thought
push
that
it
they
to the-
were. That's
So,
no.
so
Okay.
this is not formal UAT, right? It's a performance
Oh,
test.
I thought he said that it was. I guess that's
Okay.
my. That's why I said that. But if it's not, then yeah.
Now we'll have to create scripts now. We agreed to it, right? So, what I was thinking, right? If we can find that performance spreadsheet, then we can add those scenarios and create separate scripts. That way, we don't have to include that in our the SaaS upgrade scripts that we created, right? These will be just for the performance one.
Okay.
Or the stress test. Yeah.
I'm confused because I literally thought he said it was formal testing.
I mean, this was not also formal testing, right? The stress test is always like even the last time, if you remember, Tracy, we did right performance testing. We didn't do any scripting or anything.
I was looking
Just
at
went by.
the hypercare from before last year. I think if it was with defect testing, he did ask us to do screenshots, but if it was just like
Yeah, that
rewriting a
was
script.
for. Hypercare is different, right? Because you have to close out those defects.
Right, and I thought that these were defects.
Yeah, I thought we were doing hypercare planning.
Like this is because of how significant this issue is. That's why we're testing them as defects because this is like the worst thing that's ever happened in the system.
Yeah, so the point is, right, if you update the existing script, right, what will happen if we, for the next upgrade project, when we run the regular script, right, we'll have to do all those things in a regular upgrade project.
Yeah, I'm not saying that we update the scripts. I'm saying that we use them as a baseline.
So creating a new script, right?
No, we should be able to use those scripts but then delete a bunch of the steps.
Sorry, I'm confused. So,
Yeah, so like for filtering, we can just use like restate, restate MM workbook, and then we just can remove any of the unnecessary steps like calculating, or not calculating, like publishing the workbook.
Oh, okay. So that means it's a new script, right? We are not. I mean, we are leveraging an existing script to write a new script, like create a new script for performance, right?
Do we have to write a
Yeah.
whole new script, like, or can
No,
we
I-
just
That's what I said no.
can we just like
use the
highlight
steps.
the steps we use?
Yeah.
Is that okay, Samir? Or do we have to like actually go in and delete all the other steps? Create a new script ID.
Yeah, I mean, if we already have in the regular SAS scripts, if we have those steps, right, we can mark other steps as NA and execute that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
if it's
Even that
okay,
will
let's
work.
just like highlight it or add a note to the steps that are executed. That way, when we do formal testing again, we can execute the whole script and then just make sure that we capture like the steps that cover that defect. And then that way, we're not adding a bunch of new scripts to our library that are basically a duplicate.
Yeah, we could just put like NA,
Yeah.
not needed for hypercare testing for any of the steps that.
Maybe in like the
Notify.
pass fail column, we put NA for those ones, and then we just
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, that way we don't have to manage multiple scripts actually.
I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah.
Okay, so right now we're gonna work with this list, right? Map the existing script, and then when we do test it, we just only worry about the steps that are pertinent to the defect. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So how many scripts we need?
Katie, can you sort of guesstimate how many scripts you think we'll need for this?
I think that we'll probably have to do.
Is it 1-to-1, or do you think some of these are multiple?
I think it's probably 2-to-1 because we'll want to do it for calculate and restate.
Okay, so there's 9, so maybe like 4 or 5 scripts. Is that right?
Oh, I mean like 18
Oh, okay. So 18. Okay.
because we have
Oh, so you are saying for one issue you are trying to do 2 or 3 scripts.
right. So unfortunately, we weren't even able to test some of the workbooks for calculation that aren't on here. Like let's see. Let me pull it up. Like, I still think it's important that we calculate workbooks for every price type. I'm not sure if you guys agree or disagree with that.
I'm gonna defer to you because I really don't know.
Okay, so, I would say that we need to do, like MAMP, at least one QAMP, at least one BP, at least one NFAM quarterly, one PHS, one NFAM annual, one ASP, and then I would say ideally we do a create workbook and a restate workbook, so that would be 14 scripts there. On top of the 2 reports that were taking a really long time, or 3 reports that were taking a really long time to run, I would think that there were 20 tests. That would be my best guess. But it looks as if
Okay.
there's also a commercial, like, search in process indirect sales lines.
How long for testing did Joe say we have? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I mean, at least a week. And I think
But no,
for,
just let's take like at least 2 weeks because 1 week
Yeah.
we require for data load.
oh
I
yeah.
would go with 2 weeks.
I think
Uh,
he didn't even say how long our testing could be. I think he did say that the data load would take at least a week. That's exactly what he said.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we can still flesh out a list. We can disposition which ones are priority, and then depending on how long we have for testing, see if some of them don't end up getting tested. Especially if you're having multiple to one for some of these tickets.
Right.
Yeah. So if Katie's saying that they want to run like 14 scripts for like each calculation of workbook and everything, right? We can mark those 14 as iterations and then add the 6, like add scripts for this as a new hypercare script or something like that.
Yeah.
Those voting scripts you can leverage from the existing library, right?
I think all of them we can leverage from the existing library. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you can,
I don't think we're gonna have to recreate any script, to be honest.
That's good. Yeah, I
Okay.
think we should do this in like the most efficient way as possible. Katie, do you remember? Sorry, where that folder is?
Go under not. Wait. Why are you under SAS?
Not,
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's MFU, right?
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't find it. Okay. I guess I'll make a new folder here.
And then I think, hopefully, like, dependent on how long it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am